Have you ever wondered about the past of Andreas Highway, the former hitman turned recluse? Picture a man who once navigated the intricate labyrinth of Europe's criminal underworld, now living a quiet, unassuming life on America's shores. Andreas Highway, a name that once echoed in hushed whispers among the European mob, now belongs to a man simply trying to make an honest living. In the old world, he was a ghost, an unseen threat that struck fear into the hearts of those who dared cross his path. But here, Andreas is just another face in the crowd, a stranger with a past that's hidden behind the veil of normality. A past that, despite his best efforts, refuses to stay buried. Shadows from his former life are creeping into the light, unseen enemies with a thirst for revenge. They've followed him across the ocean, their motives as enigmatic as their identities. But who are these people from the past, and why are they after Andreas? Let's rewind to Andreas's life in Europe, where it all started. Imagine a young man cornered by circumstance, drawn into a world of shadows and secrets. A world where right and wrong blur into one, where survival is the only truth. This was Andreas's initiation into the world of crime. In this murky world, Andreas found a peculiar talent for precision and discretion. He became a hitman, a ghost who struck fear in the hearts of his targets. Yet with every contract, Andreas was drawn deeper into the underworld, becoming privy to secrets that could topple empires. But knowledge is a double-edged sword. It gave Andreas power, but it also made him a target. He had seen too much, heard too much, knew too much. The very secrets that had elevated him now threatened his life. Andreas knew too much, and his past was catching up with him. Fleeing from Europe, Andreas found a new home in America. The land of opportunity, a chance to start fresh, to leave behind the life he once knew. Andreas had hopes of turning over a new leaf, of trading in his past for a life of normalcy. He sought solace in the hustle and bustle of the city, the anonymity of the crowd, the promise of a future untainted by his past. He tried to blend in, to be just another face in the crowd. He found work, made a humble abode, and even made a few friends along the way. But the shadows of his past were never too far behind. The echoes of his old life, the whispers of his past, followed him like a relentless specter. His old life was a ghost that refused to be exorcised, a haunting reminder of who he once was. But Andreas's past was not ready to let him go. Back in the present, Andreas's past is closing in on him. Shadows of his former life, specters of the European underworld, are relentless in their pursuit. Andreas, once a feared hitman, now finds himself the target, hunted by figures who believe he knows too much. Every alleyway could be an ambush, every face in the crowd could be an assassin. Yet, Andreas is not a man to be underestimated. His years spent in the seedy underbelly of Europe have honed his instincts to a razor's edge. He is constantly vigilant, always one step ahead of those who wish him harm. His world has become a high-stakes chess game, each move calculated, each decision potentially life or death. Andreas leads his pursuers on a wild chase, a dance of danger and deception. He's not running away, he's buying time, plotting his next move. Andreas's past is a ticking time bomb, ready to explode at any moment. With his past and present colliding, what has Andreas learned from his journey? In a world full of shadows, Andreas learned to navigate life's labyrinth. The hits, the chases, the narrow escapes, they all shaped him. They taught him that trust is a luxury he couldn't afford. He learned that survival isn't about the fastest gun or the sharpest knife. It's about staying one step ahead, anticipating the next move. But the most profound lesson Andreas learned was about redemption. He discovered that redemption isn't about forgetting the past or erasing the scars. It's about making peace with the ghosts that haunt you. It's about turning the page, starting a new chapter. Andreas learned to harness the wisdom of his past, to let it guide his steps towards a future where he's not just surviving, but truly living. Andreas's journey shows us that while we cannot escape our past, we can learn from it and strive for a better future.